What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another new podcast. Now, today, we're gonna take a look at a little word called trauma. Yes, you've heard it thrown around plenty of times. People need to heal from the trauma that they suffered when they were children or as they grew older. And that word has been thrown around so much that you have to separate the real from the fake. And we're gonna do exactly that. So let's get right into it. But before we do, I just wanna make sure you subscribe to the channel by tapping that little button, hitting that notification bell so you know every time I release a video. And do me one more favor. Show a little love to the like button. Now let's get into it.
That's what $1 million do. And get rid of
everything.
Get rid of all those domestic $10 hour chores she got to do every day. Bro, if I come in the house, I don't even want to see my wife folding clothes. Why you want to see your wife folding clothes for? Bro, she raising the baby, bro. No, you good. We good. They had enough of that. That's what I'm saying. They not their grandmothers, bro. Grandma. What grandmothers do on Sundays? The entire Sunday. They
folding,
dedicate,
cleaning, dishes. Everything.
And for some reason, like, we just drag that on.
We do.
Like, we supposed to do that. And then we got some men out here who are saying, no, I can't marry her, bro. She don't cook and clean and what.
Right.
Nobody want to do that. First of all, our grandma ain't want to do that shit, bro. My grandma had 12 kids.
My grandma had 9.
Yeah, you see, and they had to do all that with 9 kids. Why you want to bring that traumatic experience to your wife to do the same thing? The thing is, that energy gonna come on to me. If she gotta cook and clean all day, I'm gonna come home after I just got finished working, and she I'm like, damn, bro, like, how can I fix this? And that's when I started hiring all the cleaners and all the people around the house.
And I think a lot of dudes don't realize that once you make a woman's life, especially if it's a woman that's really rocking with you, y'all for each other, once you make her life easier, we always talking about peace. We need peace of mind. She's gonna be that peace that you talking about once you make her life that simple and easy.
Yeah, but she can't be your peace if she just doing all these chores and shit, right?
Now, you may be wondering why we're in a classroom. It's because I wanted to talk about this scientifically. What you may not know about me is I have a love and a fondness for science that started when I was young. So much so that I excelled and I earned a scholarship to one of the top universities in America. I was so proud of myself. So when I got there, I majored in advanced physiology, and of course, I stayed on top of my studies. Every night, I would research and I would ponder the deep things that science presented. And one day, a discovery snuck up on me like an elephant wearing a siren. I passed out. And when I got up, I realized I passed out because I hadn't eaten in 3 days. And it was at that moment I had a major revelation. Humans just might need food to survive. I couldn't believe what was going through my mind. I was literally floored. So of course, I immediately started doing research. I set up a study. I had participants. Now, unfortunately, 2 of the participants did not make it through the study, but it's okay. Casualties be damned. We were on to something amazing. So I took all of my research, all of my data, I compiled it into a document, and I went straight to my professor. And when my professor saw what was in the document, he read the entire thing. All 4 words that said, humans die without food. He couldn't believe it either. We were just in amazement. So what does he do? He marches me straight into the faculty's office so I can present my findings to them. And when they read it, there was a deafening silence in the room. No one could believe it. And then all of a sudden there were these little murmurs. Oh my God, did he figure out the secret? I cannot believe it. Wow, he's only a freshman. Yes, I had figured out a deep mystery. And at that moment, I had another revelation. If humans need food to survive, then they should learn how to cook the food so that they can eat the food. It was amazing. And right then and there, we knew we had to share our findings with the world. So we called all the major universities we could think of, and we relayed our findings to them. And right then and there, we rewrote the textbooks. Amazing stuff. So we sat there, we congratulated each other, we couldn't believe it, and we actually went out for drinks afterwards. I bought everyone rounds of Smirnoff Ice, which is odd because I was an underage freshman, but it didn't matter. I came across the most amazing scientific discovery of our time, and that didn't matter. And when we were done for the night, I went back to my dorm room and I looked at a picture of my sweet old grandmother that I used to keep by my bedside. And I held that picture, and at that moment I realized my grandmother didn't cook because she was oppressed. She cooked because she wanted to keep her kids alive so that they can grow up and have me. That was her duty. And she somehow knew this ancient mystery without the data and research that I collected. I was just amazed, and I cried. I cried like someone that drinks Smirnoff Ice, like a little bitch. But it didn't matter because I had love for my grandmother renewed, and I wanted to share that with the world. Now, if you think that was something, imagine when I tell you what I discovered my sophomore year, that cleaning your house reduces harmful bacteria that could cause you and your family to be sick. Now, I just want to step out of our delusion for a second to mention how lazy and entitled you have to be to think your grandmother taking care of the children she birthed and put on this earth is trauma. You have got to be kidding me. That is the height of first world problems, and I cannot believe that that is something that came out of an adult's mouth. Doing the basic things, cooking and cleaning, is traumatizing. How on earth are y'all surviving in this world? And I want to show you where all of this rhetoric and all of this ideology has gotten us to.
I'm about to go on a mini rant, so if you don't want to listen to it, then please, scroll away. But I had one of my baby fathers.
I'm sure you heard that. One of her baby daddies. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, how many baby daddies does she have, and how many kids does she have? Well, let's answer the latter question first. It says right here, she is a mom of 4. So, how many baby fathers is that? Let's take a look.
Hey. So I decided if I don't want to talk to a guy that approaches me, because, before the whole video of the 4 baby daddies and things came out.
Interesting. 4 as well. Keep that in mind. Let's keep going.
Okay. And message me about my son's attendance because I added his name so that he can be a part. I get a question like, why is this? This is excessive. This is ridiculous. I know I may not do anything right. Okay, I know I fail in a lot of areas. But y'all little $200, $300, $400 of child support a month don't do nothing. Nothing. Okay? It don't help me pick up the kids. It don't help me drop them off. It don't help me rest. It don't help nobody take care of the house while I'm sick. Every sickness, every illness, every time I haven't felt good, every time I was thrown up in the house, I have not had nobody else to just come in and y'all out here with these child support mentalities. And granted, I have a love-hate relationship with the child support system. I understand that it's tax. I understand. I don't like how they do the men as well. But let me tell you how I don't like how the men do the men, okay? Y'all have this mentality like y'all don't have to do anything. Like it's our responsibility. You live in another state.
Another potential problem, making a baby with a man that lives in another state. Interesting. But let's keep going.
Or you live somewhere else, okay? You sleep when you want to sleep. You're tired, you come home, you take a nap. If you want to go out, if you want to do something, if you want to clean the house, everything's on your schedule. Okay, I don't have that. I have little people that dictate everything around me. Okay, you don't have to leave your job every 5 minutes because you get 15 goddamn phone calls a day from the schools. You don't have to take every break and every lunch hour that you have dealing with children and referrals and hearings and IEPs. So don't question me on what I do. You don't have to sacrifice where you live. You don't have to sacrifice what you want to do and what you aspire to give your children the best that they can possibly have. You don't have to do all of that. You don't lose sleep for days at a time, for years. What can you do? Move. Help. You go pick up the kids. You answer some phone calls from the referrals. You go talk to them. You take them out. You spend extra money for all the extra stuff that they need and go pick them up and take them to their dental appointments and to their eye exams and to their doctor's appointments and to their surgeries and to every other appointment that they have, because there's like 50 of them. And still try to work and live out your dreams. And to the men, you text me WYD one more time and I'm doing all of this stuff and you didn't get an attitude because I don't respond to you. You offer to pay one of my bills or take my kids somewhere, then we'll talk. The fuck?
They say navigating the dating pool is trash. And it is clear to me she can neither row nor wade through any of these waters. But all jokes aside, this is actually a sad situation. Mostly for those 4 children, because they are going to be lacking the guidance and discipline that an in-house father brings to them every day. And if you are an adult and you have friends, you understand how hard it is to coordinate 5 people getting together, because that's how many parents are in this situation. So imagine getting those 5 people on one accord to raise 4 children. Something is going to be lacking, especially if somebody lives in another state. So this is a recipe for disaster. And this is why they say marry before you carry. And this is why grandma and grandpa did things the way that they did it. But we say that that's traumatic. This is traumatic. Raising 4 children by yourself, having to take care of all of their appointments, leave work when they're sick. You can't really do anything that you want to do. You're taking a 2-person job on all by yourself. That's real trauma to me, but people act like this is something that's empowering. She doesn't look empowered. She looks like she is worn down. She sounds like she's at her wits' end with this thing, but this is something that we keep promoting, and I just don't understand why. And part of the reason is that first clip, that idea that grandmothers who took care of the cooking and cleaning and whatever role that they felt was necessary to provide for their children, we look at that as traumatizing, as oppressive, as something was wrong with that, and women today just shouldn't do that. Okay, we're seeing what women are doing now, and it's clear to me that it is just not working. But do you? But that's gonna do it for this video. So, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you guys have anything to say, please leave it in the comments below. And until another time, I'll see you guys later.